Right now, we're going to talk about a couple of other events that are happening. Safe Place has their celebrity server dinner and auction coming up before long. And also, there's going to be a concert in the neighborhood with an Elvis tribute artist to help out our Haven of Rest jail ministry. And from the jail ministry, we've got Chaplain Brent Folkema with us. Good morning, Brent.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here. Dick Schlatter is here to talk about some of these fundraising events. Dick, good morning. Nice to see you
Tim.
again. Dick, of course, the creator of A. Lincoln, the art exhibit that won Art Prize in Grand Rapids, this past Art Prize. How has that changed your life?
Well, I can't begin to tell you how it's changed my life. In fact, right from here, I have to be downtown at 9 to meet with about 60 school kids to give a presentation. Last week, I was in Onekama, Michigan, did a presentation up there. I had one last night down at the exhibit. Everybody wants to know about the piece, about Art Prize. It just doesn't seem to end. In fact, I did a book, as you know, Tim. We decided that maybe I should put the whole story together from beginning to end when the idea started and right through Art Prize. So I just finished this. I'm pretty proud of it last week.
And
we're selling those for a nominal fee. They're just $10, but the money will go to the Schlatter Design Scholarship, which has been recently established at the Battle Creek Community Foundation. And those are available at 3 locations here in town, at the exhibit downtown, 32 West Michigan, where the foundation is, and at the Art Center of Battle Creek on Emmett Street, and the Battle Creek Shopper News is also have some available there. So folks can pick those up at those 3 locations. And occasionally I'm down there at the exhibit, so if I'm there when you're there, I'll be happy to autograph it.
And that Schlatter Design Scholarship Fund is for high school seniors who are pursuing a career in art or graphic design. You've been in that racket for a long time, haven't you?
Over 50 years.
My goodness.
Yeah, still going.
Where did this idea, A. Lincoln, where did that come from? Did that just wake up one morning and that hit you in the head? Or
well,
what?
no. As I start out, the very first page in the book, I start off with the day that, a cold day in January, I remember, and a little over a year ago in 2017, and I was counting loose change to take back to the bank, and I had a big mound of pennies that I had separated from the other coins, and then I started noticing the different colors, how dark some of them were, and the bright new ones and shades in between. And so the designer, artist, right brain part of me took over, and I got kind of intrigued with it, and it just kind of evolved. I don't know. I got on the computer and looked for pictures of Lincoln, and it just kind of took off. And
maybe there was a little divine intervention.
Yeah,
too,
there was. Again, if you read my story, there was a couple times where I almost quit along the way, and so I'll just kind of leave it there, let the readers kind of find out what happened that made me continue. But it's pretty cool.
And, Art Prize, big announcement yesterday, a whole bunch, I don't know if you heard this, a whole bunch of different corporations are ponying up to support the Art Prize Festival for years to come.
Yeah,
big donation.
It's an evolving event. Every year they change some rules, they add some things, and like you say, new people come on board, and it keeps growing. It's just incredible what that's done for Grand Rapids or all of West Michigan, really. Yeah.
And they like to have last year's winners come up and display the winning art. That's no easy thing for you to haul A. Lincoln around. It's not like you just throw it in the back of the van and
we discussed that. They had suggested it and offered a small amount to pay for the expense, but it wouldn't even pay for taking out the window, the back of the building, which we would need to do to get it out. So I went up there and talked to him and said, I got this book coming, and why not sell the book at Art Prize? It won't be the same as having the piece there, but at least people can see it and read about it. And I think it'd be a good thing to have there for Art Prize 10, and they agreed. So it will be available next year at various sites around Grand Rapids during Art Prize 10. So
excellent. Well, also with us this morning, Brent Folkema from the Haven of Rest Ministries jail ministry. Nice to have you with us. Nice to meet you, Brent.
Well, thank you for having me here.
You've been involved with that for several years now. Tell us about how that works, and how that's an important part of what Haven of Rest does, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The jail ministry is kind of unique because we have up to 650 people that we could be serving at a time. What our goal is to try and help people who are in trouble or in a time of need, to come alongside them and help them through that time. So it's kind of an interesting perspective because we're meeting people who are in trouble with the law for whatever reason.
Sure.
It could be something major. It could be something minor.
And boy, and then all of a sudden they find themselves in a jail situation, separated from their families and their friends, and not knowing what's going to happen next. A little bit of hope and a little bit of light goes a long way, doesn't it?
It certainly does. That's our job, is to come alongside them when they are in that time of need. They're usually very anxious, wondering what's going to happen next, worried about their family, worried about their possessions, worried about all the things that are happening outside that they have no control over.
Sure.
So that high anxiety time is really when we are able to come in and kind of step alongside them and support them through that transition.
The community prayer breakfast is coming up next week, and yesterday we spoke with Reverend Chaz Howard. He's a chaplain at University of Pennsylvania, and we talked about a lot of things. One of the things we talked about was, there's this idea that, boy, if we could just get through this life, make it to heaven, everything will be great. And, what his thought was, and I think what he's going to be speaking about this week is, well, let's not wait. Let's try to have a good life and some peace and serenity and love for our fellow man and all of the things that we think about heaven. Why don't we try to create that here on earth? What do you think of that?
I think that's exactly what we need to do. My role at the jail is really to try and get people to try to think differently. Our perspective is usually right here, right now, especially someone who's in an addiction like alcohol or drugs. They're worried about the next drink. They're worried about the next hit. They're worried about the next high. And it's always an instantaneous or an immediate feedback. And we need to look at a longer-term perspective. If we can have a heavenly vision rather than an earthly vision, a long-term perspective rather than a momentary perspective, we can try and get them to start thinking differently and hopefully start acting differently as well.
Yeah. How does it work? Do you just have set days and times where you go to the jail and people come to see you, or are you on call? How does that all work?
I have regular scheduled hours, so I'm in the jail Monday through Friday. Actually, I go in the Sunday afternoons as well. So we do a Sunday service, and then we do Bible studies throughout the week, as well as do some one-on-one counseling. This jail is kind of set up in a system, I always call it like an elementary school, where you have different rooms for first graders and second graders and third graders. And the first graders and the third graders can't play together. So our jail is set up in that similar situation. So we have multiple pods, is what we call them, locations where we have people housed. And we can't always mingle them together. We usually cannot. So in order for me to do to see everybody in that Bible, or to do a Bible study or see everybody in that jail, I actually travel from each location, each room to each room. So I have a schedule where I do 5 Bible studies a week. I have other volunteers that come in and do additional Bible studies as well. So we do, during the week, we do 17 English Bible studies. We have 9 Spanish Bible studies, and we have 2 Chinese Bible studies every week.
Oh, wow.
Monday through Friday.
Got a fundraiser coming up for the Haven of Rest Jail Ministry on Saturday, May the 12th. What's that about, Dick?
Well, at Chapel Hill, we do 2 concerts every year, one in the fall and one in the spring. And the idea is to bring in some, what I call professional or semi-professional entertainers from around the area, various parts of Michigan. And we do that on a free will offering basis. We don't sell tickets.
Oh,
so we make it available to anybody. If someone's on a tight budget or, can't really afford to pay $20 for a ticket, they're certainly welcome to come and put in a couple dollars or whatever whatever feels right. This year, our spring concert is for the Haven Jail Ministry. And so all the proceeds will go to that Brent's organization. The concert this year is featuring Ron Short. I'm really excited about this. He is, as you mentioned, not only Elvis tribute artist, but he also does Roy Orbison. He does Johnny Cash, Neil Diamond, a lot of country stars.
Oh, wow.
Now, he's not going to do all those at the concert. In fact, I think what we're going to do is have him do 2 sets, maybe the first set Elvis, and then we'll break, and then he'll come back and maybe do Roy Orbison or Neil Diamond. I'm not sure yet. I'm actually going to see him this Saturday night up in Howell. He's doing an event. I'm going up there, and we're going to finalize the details of this. But Ron has performed at the Pro Bowl for 3 years. That's not the Super Bowl. That's the Pro Bowl they have in Hawaii.
Yeah.
He's pretty well known in Hawaii. And he's also been on cruise ships and been in Vegas and has performed at the San Francisco Giants. So he's been around, and he's got a pretty good reputation. And I'm just really excited about it. I hope people will come out because it's going to be a really great show.
Saturday, May 12th.
It's Saturday, May 12th.
At Chapel
7 p.m. Yeah, at
7?
Chapel Hill Church. That's just about a 5-iron from the station.
That is, maybe you're 5-iron. But, not far. Ron Short, and it's free. But we ask people to come and contribute because it's going to go to the jail ministry.
Right. It's a chance for people to support an important organization here in the community, as well as have a good time and enjoy some good entertainment. So that's kind of the premise behind it, is that we connect with a local, organization, but have an evening of good family entertainment.
Yep. Think about it this way, you're investing in your community. Somebody in that jail's having a hard time. They've been leading a life of crime. If we could just set them on a different path to become a productive member of society, that helps everybody in our community, doesn't it, Brent?
Absolutely. About 90% of the people who are in that jail are going to be returning back to our community. So it's important that we invest the time in them when they need it, so they have an opportunity to become a productive member of our society.
Dick Schlatter, the Art Prize winner, is with us to help promote a couple of events. We just told you about the Ron Short Elvis tribute concert that's happening at Chapel Hill United Methodist Church on Saturday, May 12th at 7 o'clock, a free will offering for the Haven of Rest Jail Ministry. And another big event the night before, Dick, the annual celebrity server dinner and auction for Safe Place. You've been involved with this for a long time, haven't you?
Well, actually not. With this particular event, I just came on the Safe Place board this year, a few months ago. And they've had this event for now, 12 years or 11 years. I have not been involved with it in the past, but this year I kind of hit the ground running and am working with the folks there at Safe Place to help organize it and do some of the promoting for it. This is their biggest money-raising event of the year. The goal is to raise $100,000. It's May, as you mentioned, May 11th at Firekeepers. This year the theme is Unmask Domestic Violence. And we're kind of encouraging people to dress in masquerade.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be, it's going to be a fun event. It's 3 hours from 6 until 9 at Firekeepers. And there is an auction, a big a silent auction and a live auction. And there's hundreds of great items that you can bid on, from vacation packages and trips, restaurant packages. And I'm even going to have a pet portrait available that I do animal portraits and graphite pencil. So I'll come to your house and take a picture of your dog or cat and then do a portrait. So that's going to be one of the items you can bid on. But and we also have a 50-50 raffle, and there's going to be a raffle for a Bali trip for 8 days, a trip for two to Bali.
Oh, man.
And those are $40 for those tickets, which will, I think, sell 200 of them.
Really? A 1 in 200 chance.
Right.
To win a trip to Bali for 8 days for $40.
Yeah. So, and what we'll have is probably around 40 celebrity hosts or servers that will each have a table. Now, they won't actually be serving the food. They'll be serving drinks and selling raffle tickets and kind of being the host for that table. And I'll have a couple tables, but there'll be, I know Matt Saxon has been there in the past, and other folks from the community will be there. I'd like to give people information how they can get tickets. You can call Safe Place at 965-6093, and you want to ask for extension 24. That'll put you right to the person. Or you can go to their website, which is Safe Place Shelter, just all one word, safeplaceshelter.org. And then you'll see the link to go to the celebrity server event. Mm-hmm. You can go online and actually register. Now, there's still room or time for companies who would like to maybe have their own table. You can have 10 at a table. And if someone would like to have a table and be the server for that table, you can sign up for that. Or if someone has any items to donate, or it could be a service. It could be, free, whatever, manicure or hairstylist can donate haircuts, things like that. We would love to have you call, Safe Place at that 965-6093 number, and you can tell them what you have, and they'll set you up for that. So
it's a great event, a chance to dress up, have a great meal at Firekeepers Casino.
The tickets are $50 for the event.
Okay.
But that includes a really a great meal. It's a plated 3-course meal that you get. So it's not just, snacks or hors d'oeuvres or something.
Yep.
It's a regular gourmet meal.
So. And it's a chance to say, Sheriff, more coffee.
Yes. Right. You can.
Sheriff, I need another napkin. How often do you get to do that? And almost never.
I'm gonna I'll let the cat out of the bag. I think I'm gonna dress up as a Lincoln, which is no big surprise. And I'll be kind of a Lincoln themed table. Someone mentioned when I said that, I says maybe he would dress up as John Wilkes Booth. So I'm kind of nervous about that he may show up.
Well, we're going to have to get you some lifts, Dick, but I think that's a good idea. Thanks for coming in, telling us about all these great events and for being involved with them. Brent, thanks again for being here and telling us about the jail ministry. Nice to talk with both of you.